All right, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to another JK deal reveal. Tonight, we are going to see a slightly larger property than we normally do, and we're going to show you that it could be just as quick. So, nice to see you logging in. Nice to have you here. Let us jump right in. Are you excited? Today, we're going to go see a property in Cleveland submitted by Tony, and we are going to analyze it. We're going to take a good sense of what's happening here in just a couple minutes. $1.5 million for this property. And your job, deal or no deal, you know how it works here. Let me know if this is something that you'd be excited to jump in on or not. Deal or no deal. So thank you, Tony, for submitting this one. Hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Start the timers. We begin now. So I have here the address of our property. I just want to get a sense of what's happening. So let's go check Trulia to see what neighborhood we are in. And we also see the type of building it is here. This is certainly not a 1 to 4 unit property, right? So we are immediately going to think in commercial lending terms, meaning the value of this building is based on the income, net income it generates. And you can see here, look at the windows, they're boarded up on the base floor, the roof here. I mean, it's clearly needs some love, some serious love. Most likely fully vacant property. So we're here for the crime. So let's go take a look at what's happening. Okay, so let's expand our map. And so here we have it. We are, where are we? We're right beside the main campus of the Cleveland Clinic, just west of it. So we're kind of between, let me zoom out a little bit more. We're between the the Cleveland Clinic, and we had the little Chinatown here, the little Asia town, which is another a very industrial area of Cleveland. And specifically, very micro, we are just on, well, we're in it, right? It's off of this street here. And so we are in a fairly high crime, medium to high crime area. But right after this, it kind of falls industrial. And so less crime is happening here. But we're in this, we're right on the fridge of a hard patch. So definitely to be, to be considered in our evaluation of what's happening here. And this pocket seems to be really, all by itself in this pocket here with the Cleveland Clinic here. This is a very hot little corner right over here, and you have the University Circle area, Little Italy. This is very high, and then boof, it falls into low, right? Cleveland, like many major cities in the U.S., can be very spotty when it comes to crime, and this is one of those examples. So that's for crime. You might run away from this right out the gate, or you may not. So $1.5 million for this property. Let's see what we have. This is actually what was submitted, so I haven't looked at it. So let's take a look. We have this building. Actually looks a little better on this picture. 48,000 square foot. It's been on the market basically 2 years, right? This is an MLS. It has an MLS number, so it's on the market for sale 1.5 million. Large building formerly used as a YMCA to be sold as is. Indoor pool. I was even told it's an Olympic size swimming pool. Basketball court, 45 apartments, 5 offices and cafeteria, no elevator. Huh, no elevator. We have, let's just open up all these things so we get a sense of what's happening all at once here. Okay. All right, so back to the top. 1941, 75 parking spots, gas, hot water, and steam, meaning it's most likely a boiler system, and boiler systems on these big buildings, they can be very expensive to maintain or well, we'll probably have to yank them out if we do anything on this. And so that's a pretty penny, right? Supplying HVAC for 45 apartments, there's a pretty penny happening in here. It's on 3 floors and there's no elevators currently. So I don't know the layout. So units on the 3rd floor may be less desirable because of that. Well, of course, we're expecting public water and sewer, 1941. and terrible schools. Um, Other facts and features. Um, Asking for a cash purchase, but I'm sure they're going to be somewhat flexible on that, and they're going to deliver to deed. Okay, so not too much information was given here, other than the fact that we have 45 apartments and no pictures of the inside. From the state that's happening here, it's looking like it's a full gut job. So, I would not be stressed at all to say, $20,000 per unit is pretty much going to be at a minimum what's happening here. So right there, you're almost at another million in renovation costs, right? 45 units plus the offices, so 45 units. Let's even say 50, right? Times our 20,000, we have another million in renovation costs. Now, the advantage is if the numbers end up working, and this thing could be worth maybe 4 million when we're done, it will be relatively easy to get some financing in the renovation for the renovations of this. Yes, there'll still be a down payment and whatnot, but you can finance your renovations as well. But we need to get a sense of what this building is even worth. How do you know? It's based on the net income it generates. So you tell me right now, how much income is this building generating being vacant, right? It's generating negative. It has a negative NOI. To buy this as is, you still have to pay taxes, you still have to pay insurance, and you know, maybe even a permit for owning a vacant building. So it's negative cash flow, which means its value is negative officially. Next question would be what can we expect this building to be worth once it is completed? And actually, I think I had a little note here that most of them were 2 bedrooms, or maybe I'm mistaking for a different property. Let me just double check again. I thought I saw that somewhere happening here. Maybe I'm confusing with another building I was looking at previously. Tax ID. Taxes. Look at how low the taxes are on this thing, though, for basically a 50 unit. All right, so we don't know. So we can just do some very gross numbers right now using Rentometer, and we can basically put in a low end, high end estimation. So if they're all 1 bedrooms, which would be very surprising, these numbers. I don't know what's happening here with 1 bedrooms. There are some very, like I said, this area, the Cleveland Clinic area, University Circle area here on the right. These, they're very, very desirable areas. And yes, a 1 bedroom could go up to the 1,000 in that area. I don't have a doubt. But as you saw, we're in a little pocket here, so I'm not trusting that number at all. Let's go see what the 2 bedroom is. It's most likely going to be a lot lower. There we go. So the 2 bedroom, I would just scale this down a little bit to see what a 1 bedroom would be, but we're somewhere in the 550-ish range. Let's just use even 500 on the low end for this building. So after renovating, so you buy it for 1.5 million and you put in another million, you're in it for $2.5 million. How much net income are we expecting to see? So let's start on the bottom side of things, where it's all 1 bedrooms, and let's say they're $500 a piece. So 500 times the 50 apartments, so that means there's $25,000 a month coming in, just based on the apartments, and there's 12 months. So 300,000 a year. You can expect about a 55% expense ratio in Cleveland for this type of thing. And so it would generate 165,000 net a year before debt service. Okay, so we can quickly say with our 10 cap rule that this building will be worth about 1.6 million. Okay, so are we buying it at a discount? Certainly not at first, because we'd be paying 1.5 plus another million. We'd be paying 2.5 million for something that's worth zero at first. It only has the potential of reaching say a 1.7 million here on the low end. And let's say we lucked out and they're all 2 bedrooms here, and we renovate them and we do a good job and we get 650 per unit. So here we have our 50 units, and they're each at 650. So there's 32,000 a year, a month coming in, or almost 400,000 a year coming in. And so if we want to get a sense of the value, we can do our quick 55% rule. So about $214,000 net a year, making its value, on the approximately 2 million. We're in the 2 million range. Thing is, how much did we pay? 1.5. How much are we renovating? Another 1 million, most likely, from the condition I see here. And it's an old YMCA building, right? We saw that in the description. Well, are we expecting to have kitchens and bathrooms and everything all up in there? Well, most likely not. There's probably a whole bunch of just pure, not even remodeling. It's modeling to do. So we're gonna have to put in cabinets. There won't be any cabinets most likely. I'm doing a lot of assumptions here, but I'm kind of putting a worst case scenario in. But I don't expect it to be much lower than $1 million in renovation for this particular project. So there are 75 parking spots though. So maybe, after a quick conversation with the broker or the wholesaler who has this under contract or who's representing the property, maybe, changing a 50 for a 75,000, a 50 unit, right? 45 plus 5 to a 75. Well, that's going to change the numbers nicely, right? And so we're going in here with the first idea that we're 1.5 million is too much. Okay. We can also take a look on Zillow and get a sense of what this building last sold for as well. So, oh, actually, it's right here. So the price history. So about 5 years ago, this was sold for $88,000. Huh. How interesting, right? How interesting. I mean, what could they have done in those 5 years to justify a $1.5 million purchase price if it's now vacant, boarded up, and everything, right? So most likely they bought it in something of that kind of a condition, and they're hoping for someone to look at this as a dream, as a potential that it might be worth 2.5, 3 million, and make a beautiful spread on it. However, actually, I shouldn't say that. So let me know from this point here, okay? Deal or no deal? We looked at the area. We're looking at, are we buying it at a discount? And are we buying cash flow? So we didn't really get down to the cash flow number down and dirty. So let's go back here. If at pro forma, we have 214,000 being generated a year, but we paid 2.5 million, we're at an 8.6 cap. Okay, so, and this is the pro forma based on those very gross assumptions. This is a pro forma, 8.6 cap. So 2.5 million out of pocket, a huge renovation project, and end result an 8.6 cap in an area that is borderline fringe on a high crime area. Deal or no deal? What do we say to our friend Tony? Deal or no deal? Is it worth picking up the phone to see what the story is? How the bleep are we getting from 88,000, probably not doing much any work, and then selling it for 1.5 million? It's been on the market for 2 years. So definitely in the last 2 years, no work's been done. Well, what do you think? Okay, maybe it was maybe too easy. Julio says no deal, no deal. Oh, so I would definitely agree that if that's the story, but there's still a lot of assumptions that we have to clear up before we can really get the just right perfect image and picture of this deal. But based on the information we have right now, it's really not looking good. I always like to ask myself, what if they gave the property, right? What if they seller financed the entire deal, right? What if that 1.5 million, he probably owns it outright. So he's got a whole bunch of equity, made up equity that he's trying to go get. What if he seller financed the 1.5? Well, that becomes potentially a different conversation, right? What if, they were involved in and they had some skin in the game? Yeah, they themselves have some skin in the game where you partner with them, they finance you the project for the acquisition, and they're involved in some way, shape, or form to complete the deal, the renovation. So it could be a no money down deal. Maybe you even tap into their financing and their personal credit for the financing and their financials to get finance to do the deal. Maybe. Who knows until you pick up the phone and you ask and you build a relationship to see what do they want, what do they need, where are they going, and why are they doing what they're doing. So definitely, Trina, pick up the phone, see what's happening, 100%. Because a little birdie told me that this particular deal, they would be willing to sell or finance. Ah, so it's not just in theory, these things happen. The thing is, at 1.5 million plus a million, you're still not buying at a discount. So be very, very careful when you're being coaxed into terms, right? I highly recommend you negotiate price until you get to their bottom line that satisfies their wants, their needs, hopefully some of their wants, as many of their wants as possible. And then you move it to terms. Then you get creative. So you have the price and the terms backing you up, and you can get the best deal and give them as well what they want and what they need, and hopefully what they want as well. So that was the deal reveal for today. So as it stands, we're very far from a deal, but within each deal, right, there could be another deal. Behind each deal, there can be another deal, right? And so this broker has properties like this. They could be your scout. They can be your gatekeeper. So don't disregard the gatekeepers involved in the transactions. So that was it for today. It's up in the air. If you're interested in this, thank you, Tony. You better move fast if you're interested in it. Otherwise, free game, enjoy, pick up the phones, and it's been on the market for 2 years. So maybe he's getting very interested. So deal or no deal, not today, but maybe tomorrow. Now for tomorrow. So that is it. I want to remind you that we have an upcoming 2-day full weekend training next month coming up. It'll be October 23rd and 24th. And the JK Entrepreneurship has set sail this week. We just reopened our morning mastermind. And if that is of interest to you, of entrepreneurs, many real estate entrepreneurs getting together and masterminding around their opportunities and their obstacles, obviously I am there every morning, and so you can have more exposure and to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who can get you to that next level. Highly recommend you look into JK's Entrepreneurship. If you're interested, it is www.n4t.club/mastermind. n4t.club/mastermind. You can go see. We have a health package, which is the Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. And then we have the wealth package, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right. We have Saturdays are in Spanish, Tuesdays are in French. Every other day of the week is in English. This has been a big, big change. We have been doing this mastermind, you might not have known, for nearly 2 years. Every morning, this has been going on. We took a little break for the last 2 months over the summer, but we're back. September, we're back, and we hope to see you there as well. So JK's Entrepreneurship, the ship and the tide that rises all ships. Together we rise. So hopefully we can see you there. That's it. So next, on the 23rd, we are going to be discussing the Burr model. And otherwise, if you're interested in learning more about the Morning Mastermind, if you want to submit a deal for these deal reveals, if you're not too sure and you'd like me to spend some time on it live, submit it. Submit your address, submit as much or as little information as you want. And I'm going to invite you to do Now for Tomorrow. Enjoy your evening, everyone. And for those of you who are part of the Now for Tomorrow Club, at 8, we are going to be discussing loyalty. In our Premium Mastery call today, loyalty will be the topic, and we hope to see you there as well. All right, cheers, everyone.